I can show you a real constitutional crisis, and that would be coming from the left right now, who somehow has totally forgotten about some rather critical, important things, including the need to protect our First Amendment. It's like the first one, okay? You're not going to believe what this woman said. I'm like, does she not know what she's saying? Does she not understand English? This is Ayanna Presley, who's out of Massachusetts. Listen to this representative.
Look, let me tell you something. I'll take a bit of umbrage here. I'll speak on behalf of my colleagues. I think I can say we are all willing to work with anyone who's serious about doing the work of censoring the American people and advancing progress. That's right. But they are not serious.
You heard her? She's willing to work with anybody who's serious about censoring the American people. They want to censor you. You don't have a right to complain about all this money being spent here, there, and everywhere. I mean, if you do, Anderson Cooper's going to say you're just well, let's let him say it.
Yeah.
FEMA money for migrants, that's okay now?
No, I'm not saying it's okay. I'm not saying it's okay. Don't put words in my mouth.
So would you stop that? Would you stop that process?
Don't be a dick. The portrayal, what I'm saying is the portrayal by him is just not factually accurate.
You heard it. You heard it. And this is their new go-to move, like a bunch of name calling. So they want to get rid of your First Amendment. They do. I mean, should I put the First Amendment up? Let me see if I have that. Because, you know, I think that Ayanna Presley needs to remember, and maybe the CNN reporter, one Anderson Cooper, needs to remember just exactly what the First Amendment is. Okay, here we go. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press or of the right of the people to peacefully assemble and to petition the government for redress of its grievances. This is the First Amendment, Lady Presley.
Look, let me tell you something. I'll take a bit of umbrage here. I'll speak on behalf of my colleagues. I think I can say we are all willing to work with anyone who's serious about doing the work of censoring the American people and advancing progress.
Yeah.
But they are not serious.
So she's trying to say, oh, we'll work with you. We'll work with you, Elon, if you would just censor the American people. Again, is this like just somebody who's a total idiot and doesn't actually understand? I mean, I remember Kamala using total word salads and inappropriate words at odd times. I mean, is that this woman or does she actually know what she's saying? I'm going to go with it. She knows what she's saying. She knows what she's saying and she doesn't care because she wants to shut down your right to speak. She's the only one that can speak, and anybody else is going to get called the D word by CNN or, oh, maybe this representative. This is one Representative Robert Garcia.
Today you hearken here, but I want to hear why, but do you think that calling Elon Musk a dick is effective messaging for confronting what is a potentially irreversible transformation of the U.S. government?
Well, he is a dick. And I think he's also harming the American public in an enormous way. And what I think is really important.
Okay? Like, I'm sorry. This is all they got, guys. All they have. So they've, well, completely lost the plot, so to speak. What are they doing? I mean, one Dean Phillips who actually tried to run against Biden, they spit him up and threw him out. Dean Phillips brought this up. He's like, my party, I'm sorry. Like, they really don't get it. They just don't get it.
Unfortunately, Democrats are only focused on one thing right now, Mr. Musk. The fact of the matter, he's quite popular. He has the largest platform in human history, which is, of course, Twitter/X. And I think we're missing the boat as Democrats. And all I'm saying is that sometimes it's better to join them and actually play a role in how the strategy works rather than so pathetically, frankly, try to combat something that clearly is a steamroller, and Democrats are being steamrolled.
It is pathetic, isn't it? I mean, it's totally, utterly pathetic watching them try and tackle this. I mean, here's this representative from Texas, Jasmine Crockett, who is wondering why you have a tech guy doing this. She doesn't understand, like, why is it a tech guy? Oh, I don't know, Jasmine. Maybe because that tech guy, Elon Musk, is like probably one of the most brilliant entrepreneurs we've ever had. And
I understand that we want everything to be perfect, and if we could get all waste, fraud, and abuse out, that would be fantastic. But let me talk about the big numbers. The big numbers are on that side. When we look at, say, our entire workforce, our federal workforce, as we're trying to somehow fire all of them, they don't even make up a total of 5%. It's even less than that when we look at our budget. But let's talk about defense. That just happens to be the same side of the ledger that Mr. Musk gets the vast majority of his money from. In fact, at the same time that they were unlawfully, and we will stay in court, because on this side, we believe in law and order. We believe in, a number of us are actually lawyers, but nevertheless, we understand the Constitution. We believe in that as well. And so there's things such as, impoundment, right? Because as Mr. Whitson said, he said, we need to return the power of the purse to Congress. It never left. According to the Constitution, that's where it's at. Now, I know that people are confused right now because for whatever reason, we had a guy that went in, and you talk about people invading our data. Listen, people said that they were upset about TikTok, but I'm upset about the guy that runs Twitter, who for sure is doing nefarious things, because I don't understand, if you are trying to conduct audits and figure out where the waste, fraud, and abuse is, I don't know why you would go to some tech guy.
Because, maybe that tech guy is actually going to have the right algorithm to figure out all those funny things you've been spending money on, Ms. Crockett. Maybe that tech guy is going to be able to go in there and just determine exactly how it is that some people in Congress, I'm looking at you, Elizabeth Warren, making, a couple $100,000 a year, somehow have millions of dollars in the bank. Maybe that tech guy in Congress is going to go into Congress and actually be able to discover where all that money went. And you see, it scares the heck out of them because something's amiss. USAID spending, did that go up? Way up. Donald Trump talking about whether or not that played a role in 2020 in the election, because you think about all the media that was getting paid off. So were they refusing to actually look at things succinctly? Were they refusing to think about policy, or were they just going on these character attacks because they were paid to? We knew NPR, we knew NPR and PBS were funded by taxpayers, but who knew that the New York Times, Politico, the BBC, the Associated Press, who knew that they were all getting paid off by USAID, HHS? You wonder why they didn't like RFK Jr. By the way, he just got confirmed. We're going to show you that video coming up. But this is the reality of the moment. These people got nothing. They're going to name call, or they're going to sing badly.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Tell me, which side are you on? Which side are you on? We'll fight against DOGE. We'll fight Elon Musk. No, we let's get with it.
Oh, listen, you just play that song for him. And he might actually call it a day. Unbelievable. Really, 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 really unbelievable. But you know what? Good stuff is happening. You look at the USAID, which is giving out billions of dollars every year, $70 billion one year. This is a lot of money, right? We're talking all kind. Caroline Levitt saying earlier that 2.7 billion, trillion was in Medicaid and Medicare going overseas fraudulently. Guys, that's a lot of money. What is the entire debt is somewhere around 36 trillion. So you're talking about 10% of our entire national debt that they're just sending over. And we don't even know what we do know. See, that's the thing. We do know now. DOGE knows, and this is what scares everyone.